I've met so many talented engineers, people who have full educations, bachelor's degrees, master degrees, PhDs, and the moment they attempt to do anything in business for themselves, especially as of recently, if they attempted to do AI automations, they can't do it. They don't know how. It's not working for them. Can they build it? Yeah, of course. Can they sell it and make money? No. And the reason for that, in my own humble opinion, and what I've seen from my own two eyes, what I've heard from other people, what I've seen work for myself, the issue behind that stems a lot from education. And in this video, I'm going to be going over why that is. And at the end of the video, I'm going to explain how you can fix all of that. Now, number one, the myth or the logic that it takes 4 years to master a skill. Now, of course, if you're looking at this, you're like, oh, well, it takes 4 years to really get a hold on these different trades and all these skills. Now, there is some nuances to that, right? If you are a doctor or in med school or you're a lawyer, it does take that much time. I'm not gonna lie, it takes a decade to get to where you want to be most of the time. However, if you are an engineer, if you want to be a software programmer, it does not take 4 years in order to become proficient and sell something on your own. Now, but to get a job and do all that, yeah, it's gonna take 4 years, most likely, right? However, unless you go like the boot camp route and all that, but that's a different conversation. If you sat down and you learned AI automations for 2-3 months, 6 months, right? Every day, 2 hours a day for 6 months. It won't even take that long, really. But if you really dedicate yourself for 6 months, I can almost guarantee and promise you, you will be able to make money before a year's up. And the reason for that is because most basic level automations, like a chatbot, a simple website chatbot that has an AI agent on it, that only takes a handful of skills. Only thing you have to learn: how to send JSON payloads, workflow logic, and maybe a little bit of coding that 9 times out of 10, you can just ask ChatGPT for it. And all of that you can learn all of that in the span of a week. 2 to 3 hours a day for 1 week, you can learn how to do that and immediately offer it to somebody. It does not take that long. Now, number two, school enforces the idea of consumption over application. And this one makes me mad. Now, the reason for that is so many people, especially engineers or anyone in school, they teach you to consume knowledge over and over again without ever applying it in a real sense. Because if we look at the textbook model, right, every class has a textbook or some type of document you have to read over. Realistically, right, let's be real here. If you take the first 4 chapters and the last 2, I can almost guarantee you, for most situations, you can get a good grasp on a situation without reading the entire thing. Now, of course, if it's a history book or story book, whatever, okay, yeah, you're gonna be missing some plot. But for a skill, like for example, my accounting class I took recently, the first 4 chapters is all I really needed to understand how to apply things to my own business. Everything after that was way too in depth. I would never apply it to myself. It was too much, right? And if I did ever need that, I would hire somebody else that has mastered that or has learned all of it, right? Me, myself, what I only need the first 4 chapters and maybe the last 2. And I can easily apply most of the basic things that I need to get by and get the results that I want and need. Another example with the chatbot. In a span of an hour, you can watch a tutorial on how to build it and how to deploy it. If you spend another 2 hours following it and doing it step by step, asking ChatGPT questions as you go along the way, you can have your first AI automation set up in the span of 4 hours. You don't gotta read, you don't gotta watch an entire 10-hour course, masterclass, nothing. Consume it and immediately apply it. Because I'm telling you right now, if you watch an hour course on how to build anything and you're not building it with the video, or you're not applying it immediately afterwards, if you wait a week, 2 weeks, maybe even a few months before you finally decide I'm ready and to apply it, you're never gonna get it down pat. And the reason why this is such a trap for so many people is if you watch an hour course and you come back to it to finally do it a week later, you wasted a week of time. And not only did you waste a week, but you wasted an hour just sitting and looking at a screen doing nothing. And now you gotta do it again. to follow it along, because you're not going to remember an entire hour of knowledge on something like AI automation in the back of your hand. You have to rewatch it and follow it along the way, because there's so many little steps you have to take, buttons you got to click, toggles to switch on and off. If you learn something, you have to apply it right away. And number 3 is the lack of consistency. Now, in school, more specifically college, right? You're never going to stay on one subject for more than maybe a week. Class 1 is the first subject. Class 2 is the third. Class 4 and 5 is going to be all the way up to 7 to 8 probably, right? You're not sticking to one thing and doing it over and over again on a long enough time frame to get results for it. Which again ties back to everything that I've been saying this whole time from point 1 and 2. And the reason why this right here is probably one of the biggest reasons that engineers and people who get an education don't succeed in business, especially when they try to sell these AI automations. They're too innovative. They like to think too much. They like to be engineers, which is a blessing and a curse at the same time. I've experienced this for myself. When I first started doing business, I started with websites. And then later on down the line, I started doing chatbots and marketing campaigns. And now I'm finally here, AI automations, and I'm sticking with it. And it's paying off. But if I would have started with anything and stuck with it from the time I first really got going to now, I'd be so much further ahead that it keeps me up at night sometimes. And the reason why so many engineers can't sell anything, even though they know everything about it, is because they're not consistent. The moment they build one automation, they go on to the next. And oh, this new technology, I'm gonna go build something with that. Oh, I can make it better if I do this and that. I'm gonna start all over again. And they keep doing that process over and over again. It's almost like, what is it? New object syndrome or shiny object syndrome, something like that. There was a quote from Alex Hormozi. He said, every time you change your business, you lose 20% of either your income or your progress. So if you're an engineer, please build one thing, stick with it. And if you get bored, just make it better. Keep the same results, get better results, right? But don't build out something brand new just because it's brand new, or you're trying to be innovative, or you have this new crazy idea for a startup. Stick with one thing and just keep going with it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I don't want this to be a long one. I really just hope this video kind of wakes someone up and gets them on the right path. Now, if you're somebody who wants to learn how to build these AI automation systems, or if you're somebody who already knows how, you have a bunch of experience, but you can't really seem to sell it, click the link down below in the description, and let's see if I can possibly help you, walk you through the entire process, how to build, how to sell, and how to really make progress with this and not be stuck in a constant endless loop. So if you enjoyed the video, you should like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you.